Welcome everyone to our first new coach call for 2019. These are probably some of my favorite things to do because I remember being new, and I sound so old when I say this, but it feels like yesterday, but it also feels like 10 million years ago, because when I started, really all I got was, not all I got in a bad way, but all I got was a phone call and someone told me to hit Success Club and hit Emerald. And like, that was all the instruction. Like, no one told me how to share on social media. No one told me how to construct my coming out post. No one told me that I wasn't supposed to share links in my posts and things like that. So we have come so far in 5.5 years. Like, I'm going on almost 6 years now. And I always put myself back into your shoes, because I know it's like, how am I ever going to be successful? How am I ever going to keep up with my crazy busy life I have and add this on top? And so I hope that tonight this can make it really simple for you. And some people will get off this call feeling like, wow, that was a lot. And some people will be like, okay, I totally get it. And some people, this webinar might not actually click for a couple more months. But everything I'm going to share with you guys tonight is genuinely, honestly, a huge part of how I've created a 6-figure business with Team Beachbody. So I'm really passionate about teaching and mentoring and digging deep into my downline. So I made a presentation that's actually updated with everything that we have going on with Beachbody right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And let me make this bigger so that you guys can definitely see what we got going on. Okay, so it's January 2019, and last year our vital behaviors were a little different. So today, when I was sitting down and revamping this, I felt more confident than ever in helping a new coach get started. So I want to kick this off by telling you a little bit about myself and my story. I'll just spend a few minutes here just because, again, don't forget that I've been in your shoes, and don't forget that I too had a small network, and I too had to face my fears. I still don't even know how much my mom believes in what I do. Like, I know she knows I make great money and I support my family and what I do is amazing. I mean, I even took her on a free trip to Cancun. Thank you, Beachbody. And so there's always going to be like people and family members that just really don't get it, and that's okay. What I need you to realize first is you have to fall in love with Beachbody, and you have to fall in love with this mission and what we do before you're ever really going to have a success story to share. And I think sometimes we're so worried about what if I'm not successful, or what if people are judging me, or whatever you feel like is your barrier and your block right now going into this. Don't forget that you have to create your own success story and fall in love with Beachbody first. If you guys do think of questions, you feel free at any time to type them in the chat box and I will get to them, okay? And I know that people kind of look at network marketing as like an icky thing or an unstable thing, but here's the deal with my story. I grew up in the most traditional upbringing ever. I went to college, got the good grades, I got the corporate career job, and I climbed the shit out of that ladder in the corporate world. And 6 years into my career, I came into work one day and I didn't have a job anymore. And that experience was so abrupt for me. And I remember telling myself, I never want to feel like this again. I will never let someone else control my time or my schedule. Like, I'm sure out of the 17 people that are on this call right now that someone works in a corporate job or some type of job that you have no idea what could happen. And that was me too. So that was a rude awakening for me. And I said, I never want to give someone else the opportunity to be in control over me again. And I love the idea of climbing and growing, but I wanted to do it in my own capacity. I didn't want to drive into a job every day because I pictured the family one day that I would have. And that just, I can't imagine not being home with my kid. And trust me, guys, doing this job with a kid crawling at my leg and 3 dogs and working out with my kid and still having to show up and make a presentation and do all this stuff is not easy. Like, people think, oh, stay at home mom, work at home mom, post fitness selfies. They think it's like this super easy, awesome thing. And I'm going to tell you, it's just as hard as anything else, but I'm passionate about it. I feel so blessed that I get to make a presentation and teach other people how to be successful so that they can work from home and stay at home. I feel so blessed that I get to work out get fit, get healthy, learn more about health, education, and all that stuff. That's my job. I think that's super cool. So I've been through a lot between losing my job. My husband has had 2 cancer diagnoses. He's gone through chemo. Like, imagine where I would have been if I had my corporate job still when he went through that kind of treatment where we had to move in with my in-laws about 3.5 hours away. And like, what would I have done? I still think back to that all the time. You never know what's going to happen. I've had all those, oh my God, what if that happened to me? I've had those things happen to me, my job and the ugly C word. And I hope that nothing like that happens to you, but you just never know. There's been multiple people on my team who have lost their jobs or their husband lose their jobs. And then all of a sudden they see this opportunity. They're like, oh, I get it. So allow yourself to fall in love with what we do before you make any judgments. And if you have a spouse who is not supportive, girlfriend, well, I don't see everyone in front of me right now. There's probably all girls in here, maybe a couple guys, but I'm going to assume that there's mainly females. Sit your significant other down, whether it's boyfriend, husband, spouse, wife, mother, father, whoever it is that you need to communicate your goals with, and tell them why you want to do this. Tell them how you want to do it. Tell them what they should expect from you. Because if you don't communicate your goals and you're just have your face in your phone the whole time, they're not going to understand what you're doing and they're not going to appreciate this. And then guess what? When you communicate your goals, guess what happens? You've now committed to this. You have to show up. You have to put in the work and the effort and the energy. And when they start to see your life and your perspective, your happiness, your health, your confidence, all that, when the results start to happen, might take a year. It could take 2. I have no idea what that looks like for you based on where you're at right now in your life. But imagine when they start to see those results, then they're going to believe. But it's up to you to communicate that with them and to prove to them that this is not just something or some shake or some workout that you signed up to do. Because what happens is when a coach doesn't show up and do the things we're going to talk about today, then it becomes the thing that my wife or husband signed up for. So this has forever changed my life. I'm home with my son. My husband was home for like the last 2.5 years pursuing some of the things that he wanted to do. And it's just such a blessing that I was able to support us. So I'm forever grateful. And it's honestly, I don't know how else to say it besides it really has changed all aspects of my life, coming from unhealthy and unhappy and stressed out, losing my job. I'm 3,000 miles away from my family, so it's just me here and now my in-laws on that side, but like my direct family is nowhere near. So when I was going through my really rock bottom rough patch, I had to find a way to climb and identify what it is I wanted. So this is what I want to talk to you about next. I want you to kind of like put your pen down. You can maybe, I don't know if you have like kids running around and like your house is super loud right now, but hopefully when you get on these calls, you can find a way to like put some headphones on and just like focus for 40 minutes. I want you to lean into your dream a little bit. And this is something that a lot of people don't do because it's so easy to push away our dreams and the things that we want. And like when I ask a new coach, what do you want? And they're like, well, I'd love to be home with my kid, or I'd love to be able to pay $500 for like a new car a month. What do you want this business to help you with? What do you want? And when I ask them that, they make it sound like, oh, well, it would be nice if. No, I need you to lean into your dream, because if that desire is inside of you, or you want to pay off your college loans, or you want to buy a home, or you want to pay for your kids' diapers, whatever, how big or how small it is, I need you to claim it. Because when I came into this business, guys, from day one, I wanted to earn 6 figures. That might not be your goal. That's okay. But I claimed what I wanted, and then I looked at the work I had to do to get there. So if you could live out your daydream life, like my daydream life was not clocking into a job, being able to travel freely. I live in Lake Tahoe, California. If you don't know what that looks like, Google it. It's beautiful and amazing. Besides today, it's a blizzard. But in the summer, it's beautiful. And I want to be able to explore this beautiful playland that I live in, not be on someone else's time. So what does that look like for you? And if you haven't sat down and wrote down a little bit, or to allow yourself to think a little bit into what you want, what your daydream life looks like, I think we have some inner work to do, right? Because if you just sign up to do Beachbody and you don't know why you're doing this, you won't show up to do the work. But when your back is against the wall and you want your daydream life or a piece of that daydream life to come to life, you're going to be willing to do the work. So I remember looking at my coach and being like, she's living the life I want. So that means it's possible. And we are really good as humans to talk ourselves out of that. So is there someone out there in Beachbody, or anyone, doesn't even have to be Beachbody, living a part of the life that you want right now? I'm sure you're inspired by someone in this very moment. And I just want you to know that that means it's totally possible. So don't allow your mind is going to be the main thing that talks you out of this. Your brain wants to protect you. Your family wants to protect you. Entrepreneurs do not become successful just because it's easy or because, they just showed up and it happened. They had to convince themselves, this is what I want, and I'm freaking doing it. So ask yourself, I'm really good at asking questions, because when a new coach joins me, I'm like, all right, what can I help you? Because you can message me at any hour of the night and I will get back to you in 24 hours and I will tell you the answer to your question of how to make it happen. Where do you want to be in 6 months? So that's a question I want you to answer and write down. Where do you want to be in 6 months? How do you want this business to help you? That could be in the health arena. That could be in the financial arena. That could be in the confidence arena, whatever way. Then I want you guys to think a little bit about if I could just be XYZ, be at this point in 1 year. And then I'm going to challenge you guys that when you get off the call tonight, I want you to go to bed tonight and I want you guys to dream a little bit about what's 2 years in going to look like for you. If we could help you make it happen, what would be something that makes your life better, easier, happier, more vibrant? And then 5 years. And it's hard to think about 5 years, but guess what? I blinked and I've been here for 5.5 years. It's just like our kids. If you guys have kids, they grow up fast, right? And then just ask yourself. So you're going to think about all your daydream life. I'm going to tell you guys how to be successful and all that. But the main question after we dream up this awesome life we want to achieve is, are you willing to immerse yourself into Beachbody? Not dip your toe in the Beachbody pool and show up on a team call once a month when it's easy for you and, say that you can't get to the events and say well, I can't work out because my kid's crawling up my leg. Well, guess what? I am determined personally to show moms that they can freaking do that. Are you willing to sacrifice a little bit now and commit to being a new coach? So I want to show you a little bit about what my day of sacrifice looked like today. My father-in-law is here visiting to ski because we're in this crazy blizzard, which is exciting if you like to ski and snowboard. And my son was here. And it would have been very, 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 very easy for me to just have a play day with my son today. But it's January 17th and this girl has goals. And I'm 5.5 years in, but I always want to be pushing myself and growing. But it's a little bit of sacrifice now that pays off later. So are you willing to commit with me, guys? And be a new coach? So the most important thing that you need to do is work on yourself. So here's what that looks like in the business. So I want you to get to know the products and the programs. Some people, I used to geek out in the back online office because I didn't know how to talk about Shakeology, but I also didn't want to be I didn't want to whip out the pamphlet and start reading it to people because no one wants to hear that, right? But I wanted to learn a little bit about okay, why are probiotics good? And why are adaptogens good? I could list off these cool things, but guess what? When I tell a new mom that I'm talking to, I actually just emailed one right before this call, and she told me that she doesn't need a nutrition plan, but she's super busy, single mom of 2 girls going to school and working. That just screams the word stress to me. She's busy, right? So I'm like, adaptogens are in Shakeology to help you combat stress. And she's like, that's awesome. I need that. And so just get to know the products a little bit. What's your success story? What do you love about Shakeology? What is this workout program that you're committed to right now? And the only thing that you need to know is what you know and what you love in the beginning. If you fall in love with Shakeology like I have, and you fall in love with Transform 20, T25 was my first program, I got the most insane results in 10 weeks. And because I was willing to commit for 10 weeks and get those results, that's why I was successful and made $600 my first month. Okay, so number 2, love the products. So guys, One mistake that coaches make is they get their Shakeology and maybe you're not blending it right. Maybe you're not using frozen fruit like I personally suggest. Maybe your blender sucks. Maybe you weren't consistent with it. And then the second month comes and you're like, well, I don't really need or want or love Shakeology. Try something different. Try Daily Sunshine. Try our Beachbody Performance line. There's gonna be a cornerstone product for everyone. Most everyone loves Shakeology, but that's not all we offer, okay? So please don't think that you need to like cancel your coach account or put things on hold. Give yourself a chance to fall in love with something because we have something for everyone. So once you love the products, you're going to share the products. Number 4, help others change their life with the products. A good friend of mine just shared a protein shake recipe with a banana and peanut butter, like protein, banana, peanut butter, and water. And I messaged him and I said, hey, I'm going to be that person. And I'm going to ask you, have you ever looked into the shake that I've fallen in love with called Shakeology? That's what we mean by help others change their life with the products. Like when you see a need or when you see a reason to connect with someone, it just opens the door to help them. I love it, so I have zero remorse or regret or ickiness about sharing it with someone. So like, see this sweater? It's super cute. I bought it for $9 at Kmart yesterday, and I want to tell everyone about it because I've never bought a sweater at Kmart before. Because I love it, I'm going to share it. You guys get to be fitness influencers. You get to be product lovers, like the same lipstick that you love or the hair dye that you love. Whatever girly things you love, it's the same thing applied to this business. Number 5, tell people that they can help other people change their life. So you see how this happens. You fall in love with what we have and offer. Then you share it, and then you offer it, and you invite other people. And then once you find the people who love it as much as you get to tell those people that they can take on the same job and offer the same opportunity as you. Most people are actually wowed, and they don't even know that they can become a coach too. They're like, I can do that? How do I become a coach? And I'm like, you literally click a button and you're a coach, So don't be afraid to tell people that. So the second thing I want a coach to know, and I know that some of Jessica's team's on here, so of course this will look a little bit different because you guys aren't in my team page, but you guys get the point. I know Jessica has amazing resources. So I have new coaches and I tell them, you can message me when you need me, but I really want to teach you to be independent and resourceful because it's important. Like, what if I'm having a sick day and you need me and you don't know where else to find information or to ask a question? It's very important to become independent and know where to find things yourself. And it's not because we don't want to help you. It's just because I might not be able to always answer you, right? So number 1, the Coach Online Office has endless resources. I joke around and people know me as the Beachbody Encyclopedia because I just spent a lot of time there. And I just know things. I know how it works now. So that's why I push my new people to learn. Second is my team page, and this is new for 2019, is if you go to our team page, you'll see a tab called Units. I have made all of these different units for frequently asked questions that new coaches have, training videos. And so you just basically click on Units and you can skim through it and see what resource you need. At any time, coaches, you can post and ask a question. That is going to be the number 1 thing I recommend you to do if you need an answer, because there's always someone in the team page that has an answer. Always, always. Number 4, I actually don't even know. I didn't know about this, coachfaq.com. So there's a lot of resources there. YouTube and Google are awesome, but I will just remind you that if there's a YouTube video from 2015, it's probably not relevant to what we're doing right now. So be very careful with what you YouTube and Google because it could be an extremely outdated training video. Things change quick, okay? Number 6, there's an awesome free resource page called the Beachbody Champions, and it's on Facebook. So if you guys go on your phone right now or on your laptop, go to Facebook, type in Beachbody Champions, and request to be added to that page. Almost every week, there's a training from a top coach in there on really hot topics. So that's going to be a great resource for you as well. Even more resources every Monday at 8 Pacific, 11 Eastern. Beachbody offers what's called a national wake-up call. So we wake up on Monday and we hit it hard, and we're also learning from top coaches there. So I want to say one quick thing about being resourceful, because I personally believe in having the strength and the skill to take information as you wish. And if you don't have to do everything, okay, there's going to be a lot of trainings. There's going to be a lot of posts. And I have seen coaches quit or think that they can't do it because they're overwhelmed. And guys, that is the silliest thing I've ever heard, because there's too many posts or too many free training videos. Don't let that sway you or dictate you. You are the boss of the amount of information that you take in, and you can schedule in training time. So once a week, maybe you take 45 minutes and you watch a training video. Maybe Monday is your national wake-up call, and then Wednesday you do another training. You're the boss of your time, and you're the boss of your schedule. That's a skill you're going to need to learn as an entrepreneur. I'm in so many leader pages and in so many, coaches tagging me. Imagine if I was like, oh my God, this is overwhelming, I can't do it. I wouldn't be successful. I've had to learn that skill. So just take a breath. And yes, there'll be a lot of calls, but I want you to see it as an opportunity, okay? I get messages from coaches all the time saying, my coach doesn't tell me how to do anything. And then there's coaches who tell me I give them too much. So I try to rewire that mindset for my team. So where do you find your training? Again, this is going to look different for Jessica's team, but for Dream Corp, for Rising Lotus, and for all the other teams that are here with us, if you go into the Facebook page, Dream Corp, there is a pinned announcement post at the top, and you will see a new coach training and a 5-day quick start. So it's also in the unit section, but I think the pinned announcement post is easier. So I made a very special team training website just for you guys, and you guys will get the link to that. And I updated it last week with some new training videos. I still have 2 videos that I need to update. So give me some time and I'll get them up there. But in the 5-day quick start, you're going to set up your coach website, and you're going to set up your direct deposit. This is important, and you want to make sure you get your site published, because I had a coach who signed up and told me just last week, she was like, I don't really think I'm going to dive into coaching yet. And she had people that wanted to buy things because she was posting on social media and her stuff wasn't set up yet. So it's just get that out of the way. It's why it's called a 5-day quick start, so that you guys get that done in your first 5 days. And I walk you through in the 5-day quick start exactly how to do this. I'm just kind of telling you what to expect. You're going to create your coming out post, and then I'm going to help you clean up your social media. So one thing I see sometimes new coaches is they have a lot of those shared videos from like viral posts and things like that. Like, your social media is now your storefront. So let's clean it up a little bit, make it a little bit more professional, and stay away from doing those kind of shares. Then you're going to make your list of people, and you're going to invite. And I share the #1 top coach video, or Ashley Molstad is her name. I shared her video of how to do really fun and exciting, easy, casual invites for your first invites. So before you go and freak out and run the other way, I love her video, and you'll see that in the 5-day quick start. It's also just in my team page and the units. So I want you guys to focus on that and get your personal development ready. I make my recommendations in the quick start of what to do. And we have a 14-day new coach training. So we're going to dive into how to be a successful coach now, but I wanted to kind of walk you through just like the housekeeping item kind of stuff before. So what happens, and so I don't know if you guys know this on my team, but I can actually see where people are at. So like I have some coaches that are at 22%, some are at 100%, but they haven't gone on to the 14-day new coach training. Building up the skill to become that student again. Like, remember if you guys were in college or in high school, like you're like, I don't want to do my homework, but I got to do my homework. That's kind of the skill we're going to bring back. And it's not going to be like that forever. Once you know how to do this business, once you get out of that awkward freshman stage again, you're going to just go out there and repeat the same activities. But it's like a new job, right? You have to learn how it works. So let's talk about like what Beachbody coaches do. So when you sit down, you're like, I have no idea what to do today. These are the kind of things that we focus on. And one of my top coaches on my team says to me all the time, I still can't believe that I am making the money that I am because I showed up consistently doing these things every day. And she started to see this year after year after year. So we call them the 4 vital behaviors. I'm so sorry, my nose is so itchy. The 4 vital behaviors. The first and the most obvious one is you need to be proof the products work. Oftentimes, if a coach schedules a call with me and, they've been doing this for like 6, 8, 10 months and I haven't seen a before and after, or I haven't seen them rave about these awesome results or how they're feeling, if I don't see that from someone, I know that they're missing this vital behavior, be proof the products work, and that's why they're not moving their business forward. So we're really just asking you guys to keep this simple and drink your shake, do your workout, and follow your food plan. Can we do that? Amen. You're going to benefit from that. It's not like I'm asking you to just like go do something random, like do your workout, drink your shake, follow your food plan. You'll be happy because it's going to help your business. That is our business. And you're going to get in kick-ass shape. Number 2, you're going to share, connect, and invite. So share your journey on social media. Then you're going to start conversations and talk to people. And you're going to invite them to join you. Now, if you don't do number 1, and if you don't do number 3 in your vital behaviors, number 2 will suck. If you don't have results and this doesn't make you want to scream it from the mountaintops, then it's going to be hard to share, connect, and invite with other people. And personal development is number 3. So personal development is how we get our headspace right. Because if I didn't read and I didn't gut check my mindset every single day, because there's negative things that happen, right? Like maybe someone on this call right now had the worst day of their life, and I just sound like Charlie Brown's teacher right now. You can fix that with some personal development. For everything negative that is injected into your mind, body, and soul every day, do you know that you have the responsibility to replace that with something positive? And that's a skill I've learned. People are like, how are you positive? And guys, trust me, I am not perfect. I have my moments. I'm sure my husband will tell you. But 10 minutes a day can change your life in terms of training your brain to think different. So if you suffer from anxiety and the racing thoughts and being shy and not living up to your best life, how cool is it that that's part of our freaking job? I love that. And then number 4 is get people results. So not only do I have to focus on my journey, but it's my job as a coach to make sure that I'm helping other people. And what that looks like is contributing to a challenge group. So if you're a new coach, you're most likely in our New Year, I'm calling it New Year Transformation Bootcamp because that's just what it was in my mind. But you guys are in our challenge group. And if you're not, message your coach and get added to it. So part of your job is to check into the challenge group. And then if you do have other clients and customers and coaches that you're helping, check in with them. So let's say you're a new coach and you signed up a client last week. I'm not saying you need to check in with that same person every single day, but you get to decide because you're the CEO, what's your check-in schedule going to be like? I like to do once a week. You can do 2 weeks, whatever the customer wants. You could do once a month. And then we get to recognize and shout out. So if your mom is kicking butt, loving her Shakeology, and just lost 10 pounds, guess what? Recognize it and shout it out. The more that we can create community and sharing the love and the passion for what we do, the more successful that you will be. So guys, these are and they're called vital behaviors for a reason. And at the end of the presentation, I'm going to show you guys and direct you towards how to track that. So first goal. So now you know like the things that coaches do. So your first goal is to get on the board, the Success Club board. And how we do that is by helping 3 people, 1, 2, 3, get started with the same thing that you did, which is most likely a challenge pack. So if you guys bought the $160 challenge pack with Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, your goal is to help 3 people get started with the same thing. And really, guys, the video that I show you from Ashley Molstad in the team training is super fun and awesome. It's really like, hey, I need an accountability partner. Like, hey, Emily, I thought of you because I committed to this new online boot camp and I'm kind of nervous. I need an accountability buddy. I'm really excited to do this. I know it's the new year. Like, is this something you think you want to do with me? Like, that's it. That's what we're asking you guys to start. And start with your friends and family while you start to build your market. So a lot of people freak out. They're like, I don't know a lot of people. I don't have a huge network. Right. It's like day 1. So let's take a breath. I've been here for 5.5 years. It's taking me that long to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. So I just need you to focus on this part first. And then I added a little part here. So you must have 90 personal volume points on your account to hit Success Club. So in order, I mean, everyone should be getting their Shakeology or some product on Home Direct that equals 90 volume points anyway. So just make sure that every month that you guys are trying to hit Success Club, that you're getting your products. That's part of the deal with hitting Success Club. Okay, so step number 1. I want you guys to commit to a challenge group and a start date. So now that you know your goal is to help other people, let's talk about how we get there. You can start your own challenge group if you want. Like in my 5.5 years, I've had like 1 or 2 coaches that are just like, hey, I don't want to be in your group. I want to do my own. And they're like, cool. But I don't want you guys to even necessarily do that, because all I want you to focus on is your journey and inviting other people to join you. We already have the group made for you. The work is done for you. So did you make your list? Have you made your coming out announcement post? And then once you have a couple people, you get to add them to the challenge group so that you can learn how it works and help them get results. Really, I heard the coolest phrase yesterday, that we're basically professional accountability partners. I'm like, that's so cool. So groups are either held on Facebook or in the My Challenge Tracker app. Personally, we're using the Challenge Tracker app right now. I haven't done a Facebook group for a long time. So here's my tip for you to commit to a challenge. Guys, public accountability will be your best friend. People are shy away from being public in committing to their journey, but guess what? You can't really say you're committed and, hey, I'm super excited, I'm doing this, let's go, and then fall off track, because what happens? You break trust, you break accountability, and no one will join you when you do that. So I suggest making the public post, because guess what? Your booty will get into gear. So use a photo of yourself, pick an exact start date. Like, hey guys, on January 22nd, whatever day that is, I don't know, I am starting this challenge. Tell people to message you or comment below for details, and talk a little bit in your post about why you're doing this challenge. So there's I teach a lot about social media and how to post and how to be successful at this. And you'll learn from me as we work together more. But I want you guys to learn something quick, and it's called emotional connection. If I made a post about me with my sweaty face and a flexing bicep and was like, starting a new challenge group, January 22nd, who wants to do it with me? 0 people would want to do it with me. Because they're like, why? Why do I care? Scroll, scroll, scroll. I'm too busy. You know, they don't care. But if you're like, I am super tired, sick and tired of feeling run down. I'm not loving on myself. It's January 17th. I haven't been eating healthy. You know, everyone's been sick in my house. I'm done. I'm over it. I want to feel good. That is going to get people's attention, because guess what? There's probably 90 million other people out there who feel the same as you. That's just an example. So think about, as you're typing your post, what emotional connection can I make? And most likely, guys, your coach is very successful at posting on social media. So just kind of creep on them a little bit, get an idea of what that looks like. And I have tons of training for that, but that's just a little side note for you. So let's talk a little bit about your first invites. So I have a picture of the little YouTube thing here, because I want to make sure that you guys saw Ashley's video. Jessica, if you need it, I'll send it to you, or you can grab it from my team page. But your first invites, I just wanted to kind of set the tone for, because some people freak out about this. And I tell people that it's like not that crazy. You're just probably working yourself up. And you get to become a conversation master. This is a skill that you'll learn. So your goal is to talk to like 3 people a day minimum, or 20 people a week. And it can be, as you're not just going to message someone and be like, hi, I'm starting a challenge group on January 22nd. That's not how we do it. Ashley will explain how to make it sound. Think about like you ran into someone in the store that you haven't seen in 10 years and they're like, girl, you look awesome. What are you doing? You wouldn't say, hi, I'm starting a challenge group on January 22nd. Do you want to join me? So you're going to learn to become more BFF conversational. And I want you to focus on just opening the door, putting the invite out there, and don't worry about the close. It's not like you have to close the deal, but because sometimes people aren't ready. Think about how long it took you to join your coach. And you might be like, ah, shit, it took me a long time to join my coach. Okay? So make it short, passionate, exciting, and use an open-ended question call to action. So I like to invite people with the example you learned from Ashley. And then I like to say at the end, is this something you think you may be interested in? Or is this something you think you want to do with me? Question mark. It just kind of is a soft invite it's an opportunity for them to be like, tell me more, or not right now, or actually I've been dying to message you. I just got one of those. Find their need before you fix their need. So sometimes we're offering Shakeology and telling them they need to work out with us, and we forgot to listen, and we forgot to ask them like, hey girl, what do you need? What do you need help with right now? Like, how can I be your coach? And the awesome thing about what we do is you only need to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of someone to help them have a massive transformation. You don't need to be 5.5 years in. My first month, all I had done was workouts and drink a shake and post it on social media and invited people to join me. And I made my $600. I'm not promising you that. I'm not guaranteeing you that. But personally, that's how it worked out for me, because I wanted to help people. And I was like, hey, here's why I started. And I shared my story authentically. That example of drawing the line in the sand, that was me when I started my journey. There was no more old Colleen. I was sick and tired. And so I told people in my conversations why I wanted to invite them to join me. And I knew what they needed. Like, you guys know what people need: energy, health, nutrition, and a friend. It's kind of simple, right? So you're going to get objections. You're going to get questions, and just be okay with that. Following up with them, I'll tell you your network marketing 101 secret. The fortune is in the follow-up. I've had to follow up with people multiple times, and when we think that we're nagging on them and stalking them and annoying them, they're actually saying, thank you for following up with me because life is crazy right now and I just forgot to write back. And I guarantee you'll all have that experience if you take that to heart. Fortune is in the follow-up. So I do give scripts. I know Jessica offers things like that too in the unit section and the resources of my team page. If you're like, I don't know what to say, it's all there. And don't be afraid of the cost. I kind of laugh that people think $160, or even I sell the $200 challenge pack a lot with 2B Mindset, Shakeology, and On Demand. I just see so much value in it. Like, when I signed up, I got a pack of DVDs and a bag of Shakeology for $205. And now we get so much more because of the digital availability. So don't be afraid of the cost. It's the value that you're selling. And guess who's valuable? You. You've already made the commitment, joined your coach, made your purchase, and started your program, I hope. So the value that comes, you're a free coach. Like, that's crazy to me. People pay so much money for personal trainers, and they only get them like 1 day a week. So what did your coach say to you that made you say, I need to do this, I want to do this? Skip the word vomit and just listen. And don't forget to follow up. So if you talk to someone and there was a little spark there, write down their name, and I'll show you guys the tracker at the end, and track those people interested. So that's how, like, your first invite, that's my tips for you, because I wanted to make sure I really dove into some of the invites. Yeah, the tips for invites. So we talked about helping people get started with the challenge pack. And so a lot of people are like, how do I grow a successful coaching business? First goal, help 3 people get started with the challenge pack. Your second goal is to hit the rank of Emerald. So it's you plus 2 people. So just sign up 2 coaches that have signed up with 50 volume points or higher. So if you sign up a coach with a challenge pack, you're halfway to Emerald. For me, my first was my husband. We do suggest signing up your spouse, and you'll learn more about that later. But it's basically real estate. So think about, like, when you buy a home, that's your home. You're buying real estate in terms of the way that you're going to build your business. So Sean's account has earned, I also have grown his business, mine and his. I have grown a very substantial amount. I've earned, not grown, a very substantial amount of income by growing his business as well. So your spouse, your significant other, your mom, your coworker, you just need 2 people to hit the rank of Emerald. 1 on your left leg and 1 on your right leg. So let's talk a little bit about sharing on social media, because when I started back in forever ago, It was very different. And now it kind of pains me when a coach doesn't show up every day on social media, because when we started, it was like 3 to 5 posts a day. I legit have trainings that I was teaching that was telling people 3 to 5 times a day. Now I'm asking a coach to make 1 good post a day and to make a couple Instagram stories. I know you guys can do that. So if you're not sharing on social media, your business doors are closed. No one knows you're open. No one even knows what's going on in your life. And through personal development, you will grow through fear. You will share what you're learning. Becoming a Beachbody coach is really about becoming an influencer. How can you influence someone else to get started on their journey? You have to share the journey with them so that they can see it, so that they can see the mom life, so that they can see the dad life, so that they can see the realness of, oh, if she can do it, I can do it too. And you've got to show up consistently for that to make it believable. So don't do it when it's easy, and don't do it when you look all pretty and nice. Do it consistently. My personal practice, and there's different ways to go about this, is to study successful coaches. So I had a couple coaches I fell in love with when I first started this business, and I was just like, hey, I like her style. I'm not going to copy her, but I'm going to mimic the idea of what she's sharing. And, oh, that's a cool pose in her picture. And you start to learn how to become a social media influencer. And guys, if I was to show you, I was actually trying to scroll back. It's very difficult to scroll back on Instagram and show how bad it was back in the day, how far we've come. Wish it was easier to scroll that far back, but too many posts. But you will get better. But just show up, because it's like practice, right? So I need you to share. This is such a weird thing to say, but your face. People want to see your face. They don't want to see your Shakeology packet. They don't just want to see your food. They don't just want to see your cats and your dogs and your kids, although kids are cute and dogs are cute. You can share those things, but don't just share those things. So it's really important that your face is your brand, right? Share your actions. Here's what I did today, people. If you guys ever go and stalk my social media, I really make sure to share the lifestyle and the realizations that I'm learning through my readings, my physical results, other people's physical results, and what's going through my mind. And there's good on there, there's ugly on there, there's bad, there's rough, there's all in between. Because that's life. We want to be relatable. And don't sell Beachbody. I just had a conversation with one of my new coaches. We call it curiosity marketing. And depending on where you're at in your journey, I'm proud to be a Beachbody coach. I'm proud to drink Shakeology, but don't feel like you need to be like, I am doing the 21-day fix or 2B mindset. You can say, I'm doing an online nutrition course. Because what happens is people go, hey, what online nutrition course? And that opens the door. So I want you to sell you, because I sell Shakeology, you sell Shakeology. What's the difference between us? It's our story. And if you don't share that story, people aren't going to relate to you. So people are buying Shakeology and joining my team and purchasing things from me because they really want access to me. I know that sounds really egotistical, but they want to work with you. People are craving human connection right now, like no other. They want the realness. So be willing to share your journey and inspire others. And I know when a coach is doing personal development, I'll go to their page, and if they are stale and they're not feeling, if I'm not feeling that emotional connection, I'm like, what are you reading? How much are you doing? How long have you been reading that book for? So I post 1 time a day on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and then I use Instagram stories the rest, because it's very easy to post a pretty picture and to not share the realness of your day, right? But Instagram stories is in the moment, it's active, and to be honest, personally, like, I love Instagram stories. If I'm ever gonna kill time or anything like that, that's where I spend my time, watching other people's lives, because we're nosy. So just have patience and consistency. There's a really beautiful thing that happens in this business, and it's a 30, 60, 90-day delay. So imagine if you only show up on Monday and Wednesday this week, and then Saturday, Sunday next week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday the next week. That's only like less than 10 days that you've shown up on social media. So who do you think is going to be more willing to trust someone as a coach, the person who shows up every day and just shares a little tidbit of their life, or the person that shows up every 10 days. It's kind of like if you went to Starbucks and you didn't know if they were going to be open, you'd be like, screw this place, I'm going to a different Starbucks. So start now. And guys, let me make sure I also explain, I am not asking you to be perfect. I think a lot of people confuse my dedication to this with being perfect. I actually despise perfection. Like, my kitchen is never perfect. My work happens before I do my dishes. Like, there's toys all over my house right now. I haven't cleaned my toilets, and I couldn't even tell you, probably 2-3+ weeks now. Like, my toilet can wait. My dishes can wait. But this business means the world to me. So have the patience and the consistency to show up. And the other little things, like the laundry might build up a little bit. Guess what? The world still goes on. This is why communicating to your spouse and your significant others is extremely important. And start now. Social media is a learned skill, and stay coachable. One of my new coaches was super sweet this week, and she posted, and I'm like, hey, is it okay if I give you some feedback? And she's like, absolutely, please. So she did a couple things that are kind of blaring, like, oh, let's not do that, because I don't want you to, burn bridges with your people on social media, because she has so much potential, and she's coachable. Don't take offense to it. And failing is part of the process, but guess what? Failing does not mean that you're a failure. Two different things. Messing up and making a post, or sending the wrong link, or saying the wrong price. Does that make you a failure? Absolutely not. You're just like, whoops, okay, now I know. So just accept that. I remember at my corporate job, if I messed up, it was right up. If I messed up, it was bad. It was unacceptable. It was a slap on the wrist. And when you mess up, I'm going to be like, it's okay. Nothing broke. You are okay. And it's just uncomfortable. If you're willing to squirm through that, you're going to be very successful. So I talked a little bit about this at the beginning, but how cool is it that we get paid to be professional storytellers? So Haley Christian, this is my profile. This is a really old screenshot. I probably should have updated these, but there's only so much time in my day. My profile looks very different now, actually. But this is me, right? My face. This is my lifestyle. This is my adventure. This is my child. And then Haley, for example, she has the community feel. She loves riding motorcycles with her husband. She loves working out. She loves pizza, right? Here's her physical results. So give us a little piece of everything that is involved with your lifestyle. And this is one of my newer coaches, or she's, I guess, not newer, but within the last year, Sam joined me on the left here. And she started with 260 followers. And guess what? She has over like 4,000, maybe even 5,000 now. So you see what you can do when you show up every day. And I see her beautiful smiling face there. Emily Favre is another one. She shares her dogs, her friends. So the photo matters, and you'll learn that skill too. But I think it's really cool that our social media tells a story. Let's talk about some money. So what would you do with an extra $800? So first, we want to help 3 people get started with the challenge pack. Here's how that breaks down. So you'll get a $50 commission. I'm having a brain fart if it's 40 or 50. So if there's someone that knows, I'm pretty sure it's 50. See how much I know. I'm human too. I could have done that math wrong, but we'll just say it's 50. $50 commission for $160 challenge pack sold times 3, that's $150. Our goal is to help you earn back the cost of your shake-off and your products, whatever you're buying, plus more. Or let's say you sell the $220 challenge pack, which is actually on sale for $190 this month, which is 2B Mindset and Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand. You're going to get a $75 commission if it was a $220 challenge pack. So that's $225. I don't think people realize how awesome our compensation plan is for helping one person. Like, you're not earning nickels and dimes to help one person. And it's okay. Let's just get it out of the way. It's okay to get paid to help someone. I pay my doctor a lot of freaking money to talk to him for 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but it's okay to get paid for what you do. You pay the dentist, you pay your personal trainer, you pay everyone to do everything. So be proud and okay to get paid for what we do, because it's a tough job. It's a tough job to help other people live healthy. But it's very rewarding. Then continue to help them. So after you help them get started, this is very important for you to know that like they don't just fall off your radar. They're with you for a long time. Most of them become lifers. That's what I call them. They're going to stick around if you give them a good experience. Then continue to help them by showing up in a challenge group. If you're showing up in a challenge group and you're checking in on them and you're saying, hey, how are your shakes? Guys, please, if you're selling Shakeology, please make sure people know how to blend them. One of my coaches messaged me yesterday and told me that she blended it with water and powder. Please tell me how anyone in this world thinks that Shakeology would taste good by throwing powder and water in a blender. No ice, no nothing. Like, no wonder. It's a superfood shake. There's 70 superfoods in there. So this is why you have to check in and build a relationship with them. Help them get results. Show them the belief you have in our products. Funny side story, I bought Shakeology in 2012 and hated it because I didn't make it right and I had a terrible blender, so I returned it. Then I came back to my coach 6 months later and said, hey, I want to coach. And here I am 5.5 years later as a 6-figure earner. Like, who would have thought? I returned Shakeology. Makes me laugh. So then month number 2, because we're back to talking about $800 here. Month number 2, let's say you help 3 more people, because our goal every month is to help 3 more people. You'll earn another $150. So then if your first month customers, they get their Shakeology again, you earn $32. If they sign up as a customer, you're going to earn $32 times 3 people. From the month prior, you'll earn $96. So you earn $246 your month number 2. And do you see how that continues to compound? So if your month 1 customers are falling in love with Shakeology and continue to get it, you continue every month to get rewarded for that, which is awesome. So how are you going to hit these goals? How are you going to help 3 to 5 people a month? How are you going to make sure that you share on social media? And how are you going to make sure that you stay on track? Well, we have come out with a beautiful new daily business activity tracker, which will also be found in my team page, in the units, and in your training. You can download it, and there's a beautiful tracker. Workout and drink Shakeology. Check, check. Update Instagram, Facebook stories. I know this is like a very terrible quality picture. There's a high def picture and download for you in the team page, but this is just a screenshot. There's check marks to share your daily life. For me, I do a hello and good morning with Nixon just about every single day, and people look forward to that, they tell me. So that's part of my daily life. My workout clips, my product use, my healthy meal or my meal prep. Or if I'm having a bad day, I was having some health thyroid issues and awful things, and guess what? I shared some real deal stuff on my Instagram stories, and a lot of messages came in, and I was able to connect with some pretty cool people and help them because they were suffering too. And then there's other things on here like contribute to your challenge group, and this is the secret. I don't even want to call it a secret. This is your secret weapon to this business, is just getting a little organized. I used to have diamond coaches who would tell me all the time, like, I got to get organized. I'm like, this business is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. So in a month from now, you should do a call with your coach and talk about how your tracker was going. If you're struggling with the invitation to promote your group, be like, I really missed like 3 or 4 check boxes this week. Can you help me with that? Or I'm really missing my invites because I'm kind of scared. Can you give me some inspiration for that? So without tracking, we're not going to really know what you need help with. So as a business owner, it's important, right? If you can't measure it, we can't track it. So here's what to expect for your first month. You're going to start going through our training, the 5-day quick start and coach training, or for Jessica's team, whatever she gives you. You're going to get your personal development books, podcasts, and audio ready. When you get in the shower, turn it on. When you drive to work, turn it on. Before you go to bed, turn it on. When you're having a moment, turn it on. I want you to build up that habit for everything that's stressful and negativity. Everyone wants an outlet, right? When they have that stressful moment, guess what? Personal development, you will thank me. Talk to me in a year, and you're going to be like, that was the best thing I learned on this call. Get serious. Like, I mean serious. Like, you're going to do your meal plan. You're going to go food shopping. and your kids don't need the Oreos, your husband doesn't need the ice cream sandwiches, because guess what? When you buy those things, guess who eats them? You do. It will be okay, husband and wife and kids. You can make them a chocolate Shakeology ice cream. We're going to change lives, guys. Get serious and committed to, if you have like a tragedy or a part of your life that is weighing you down, my favorite word, and I hope I have some of my team on here that will appreciate this, is the word healing. If you are lacking confidence and you just feel broken down like I did when I started this journey, I had so much healing to do. But I was also ready to rock this business at the same time. So don't get discouraged if you have healing to do before you feel like you can crush this business. That is okay. But plug into the challenge group. When my husband was going through his treatments, guess what? I moved in with my in-laws. I did have to get a gym membership because I just didn't feel comfortable jumping around the living room while they were living there. And I got a gym membership and I brought my iPad and I worked out and I showed up on my team page. Because what happens when life happens and you unplug from Beachbody? You eat like crap, you're not being positive, you fall off track, and then all your dreams that you have been working towards, because something will happen and the universe is going to challenge you and it's going to say, hey, do you really want this? You're going to have to learn to show up for it. And I remember when my husband got his diagnosis and we went through the treatments, I remember that I was the guinea pig to show people that they could do hard things. And you have that opportunity to do the same. So be comfortable in sharing your journey, even if it's uncomfortable. Be comfortable. Make your announcement post and post daily as if it's your job, because it is. Don't choose overwhelm. Choose to share this beautiful opportunity. Keep it simple. Make sure all your time and effort is spent make sure all your time and effort spent on this business is doing the vital behaviors. So don't be making pretty graphics if your vital behaviors aren't done. If you really want to grow this business and create an income and leave a lasting impact on other people's lives, if you're here to serve and change your life at the same time, the dishes can wait. That's all I have to say. Like if your house is perfectly clean at all times and you're wondering why you're not helping people and growing your business, priorities are a little flipped. And it will be okay, because guess what? When you earn enough income down the road, you can hire a housekeeper to come in. It's the best $60 I ever spent. She comes in for 2 hours. And when my house is a disaster, I pay her $60 and she cleans the main areas of my house. Could you guys imagine that? Someone coming to your house every 2 weeks. How much would that change your life? That's like one challenge pack. So stay connected to this and don't expect to do this alone. If you're a wallflower, if you're just a fly on the wall, it's not going to work. So when we get off this call, your homework is to focus on helping those 3 people get started, and they get to join the most amazing New Year Transformation Bootcamp we have going on. So think of your list of people. Go make a list of 10 to 20 people. You can invite them using the method that we share. Go to the units page. You'll see it right there. Your first couple invites, it's a video. You don't have to go through the training to get that video. And once they commit, you get them added to our bootcamp, and the work is done for you. And you guys get to show up and get results together. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. You can find everything that I talked about on the team page. Does anyone have any questions? And don't be afraid to ask. There's no silly questions. I like questions. Everyone is good to go? Everyone knows what to do? Okay. I believe in you guys, and I'm always here to help. I look forward to seeing you guys crush it in our team.